distinguished directors and all officials of the Indonesian FDA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Praise and gratitude to God Almighty, for by His grace, we can attend the event. Signing ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Food and Drug Authority of the Republic of Indonesia and the Health Sciences Authority of Singapore today. My name is Nessa and I will be your master of ceremony for today's agenda. Distinguished guests, allow me to outline the agenda for today's signing ceremony briefly. First, opening. Second, listening to the national anthem of Singapore and the national anthem of Indonesia. Reading the resume of the MoU by the head of Cooperation and Public Relations Bureau. Remarks from the first, the chairperson of Indonesian FDA, and next, the CEO of HSA Singapore. Next, signing the Memorandum of Understanding, photo session, and the last, closing and also doorstop session. Distinguished guests, now we will listen to the national anthem of Singapore, followed by the Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya. We kindly invite all of us to stand. Thank you. Please have a seat. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, The next agenda is to reading resume of the Memorandum of Understanding. We kindly invite the head of the Cooperation and Public Relations Bureau of the Indonesian FDA. Please, Ibu Linda Kurdia Wardani.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please kindly allow me to read the resume of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Food and Drug Authority of the Republic of Indonesia and the Health Sciences Authority of the Republic of Singapore on regulatory cooperation on health products and medicines. On this day, Thursday, the 15th of January 2026, in Jakarta, a signing ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding shall take place between the Food and Drug Authority of the Republic of Indonesia and the Health Sciences Authority of the Republic of Singapore concerning regulatory cooperation on health products and medicines. The Memorandum of Understanding shall be signed by Professor Taruna Ikrar, MD, M.Biomed, PhD, Chairperson of the Indonesian Food and Drug Authority, and Adjunct Professor Dr. Raymond Chua, Chief Executive Officer of the Health Sciences Authority of the Republic of Singapore. Purpose of cooperation. This Memorandum of Understanding aims to facilitate bilateral cooperation and mutual exchange of information and expertise on regulatory matters pertaining to health products and medicines, pursuant to the prevailing laws and regulations of each country. Scope of cooperation. The areas of cooperation under this Memorandum of Understanding shall include but are not limited to the following. 1. Exchange of information and sharing best practices to enhance regulatory processes and decision-making practices. 2. Exchange of information related to the establishment of standards, post-market surveillance, digitalization, laboratory strengthening, law enforcement, sharing best practices to enhance regulatory processes of clinical trial authorization and other related matters. 3. Joint assessment of health products and medicines. 4. Regulation of clinical trials in each country through joint activities, including joint assessment of multi-center clinical trial, the development of criteria for clinical trial facilities, and risk-based inspection mechanisms. 5. Capacity building activities, including workshops, training, and staff attachment. 6. Joint participation in international and regional regulatory programs and scientific initiatives. 7. Joint strategic initiative on artificial intelligence integration in the regulatory oversight of medicinal products. And 8. Any other form of cooperation as mutually decided upon in writing by the parties. This Memorandum of Understanding underscores the shared commitment of both regulatory authorities in strengthening public health safeguards through enhanced cooperation in the regulation of pharmaceutical products, advanced therapy medicinal products, radiopharmaceuticals, other investigational new drugs, natural medicinal products, health supplements, and cosmetics products. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ibu Linda. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now we move to the remarks session. First, we are honored to invite our chairperson of the Indonesian FDA to deliver the remarks. Professor Taruna Ikrar, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, especially Excellency from Ambassador of Singapore, also Professor Dr. Raymond Chua, CEO of the Health Science Authority, and honor for Professor Chang Cheng Leng, Group Director of Health Product Regulatory Group, and Mrs. Wong Jiung, Assistant Group Director of Medical Device Cluster, Mrs. Ong Suyi, Stakeholder Engagement Office, and from Indonesian Food Drug Authority, there Dr. William Tubagus, and also Pak Kasuri and Ibu Linda and everyone. We are honored stand in front of you here because it's really, I'm so honored and so happy. From Professor Raymond, we know that this is the first time we signed agreement, MoU between Indonesia and Singapore, meaning we make history. So from this history, we believe a lot of things we want to move forward, to do collaboration for many things we can do to make mutual benefit from both of us, from both of our country. We know based on our actually our beneficial, I believe Indonesia need Singapore. And I believe too that Singapore also need Indonesia, because not only we are not close each other, but we are the same ethnicity, also similarity, the official language of Indonesia and official language of Singapore, I think they are similarity. Also both of us, a lot of interest between both of us. So especially for today, we will sign MoU belonging to food and drug. It's meaning from this side, we really want, as Indonesian FDA is or BPOM, Badan Pengawas Obat dan Makanan. I need to explain this one because Professor Raymond asking me, the Indonesian FDA, why not writing BPOM? BPOM in Indonesia means Badan Pengawas Obat dan Makanan. If we just translate, means we are National Food and Drug Supervising, because pengawas means just supervising. But actually based on the Indonesian regulation, especially for the President Executive regulation, specific for the Indonesian FDA or BPOM, we are not just supervising. We also controlling, we also supervising, we also have authority. That's why the best for us, we translate to international, become the Indonesian FDA. Indonesia Food and Drug, not administration, but authority. Because our authority from clinical trial, from research and development, manufacturing, distribution, marketing authorization, export and import, and post-marketing also our authority, surveillance, law enforcement, community education, etc. Means that a lot of things. Just for example, I already 1 year in this office and I signed about under my authority is a chairperson of Indonesian FDA, we signed about 1.2 million certificate license. That means that is show us that really this office has a lot of responsibility, meaning also has a lot of authority. That's why we translate to English, become not translate directly Badan Pengawas Obat dan Makanan or BPOM, but we translate become Indonesian FDA, Food Drug Authority. That is meaning. And then other thing, we also understand about the our college from Health Science Authority. Also, Health Science Authority, also a lot of authority belonging to the health, belonging to medical device, belonging to the health product, belonging to drug, etc., etc. Means both of us is the same phase, the same position. So we propose to science and to increase our commitment between both of countries belonging to any product under our authority. Just for example, we propose to enhance our relationship specific for WHO listed authority for vaccine. And then now we want to learning about how to get for the drug and medicine. And next, after we want to learning also how to make WHO listed authority for blood product, etc. Means we long to go. Other thing, in other side, I believe the Singapore also need us for relationship belonging to how to get the WHO listed authority for the vaccine. Means we are really mutual, not only mutual recognition, but mutual understanding and mutual collaboration. Other thing belonging to the clinical trial oversight, specifically, we see that a lot of our opportunity in Indonesia. Indonesia is one of number 4, the biggest population around the world. We almost 300 million population, and I believe in the near future, we will pass United States. We will be number 3, the biggest population, because our fertility rate is 2.7 annually. Every year, almost 5 million people a newborn baby in here. It's meaning we will move forward, become number 3, the biggest population. And other thing, we are in the area with a large continent and large island. We say the Nusantara. We have it every diseases here. We have it from infection disease till degenerative and non-infection disease. Every diseases around the world we have in Indonesia. Why I mention that? Because I think as expertise in the pharmacology, I do understand what the clinical trial company need to pursue to do clinical trial. First, you need the population, the people. The second, you need the disease to test. Both of that, we have it already in Indonesia. And the third one, we make easy in the regulation, but we don't want to reduce standard. And means we want to pursue also for the clinical trial, to do clinical trial. And then also belonging to the enforcement, Indonesia has 17,586 islands. Meaning, we have a lot of entry point for Indonesia. And just for example, one very close to Singapore, the name is Batam. We actually, the legal entry point from outside to Indonesia is for Batam Island is 2, from the airport and from seaport. But actually, we recognize from deputy enforcement, there are 54 illegal entry point port. That's one island. If we can calculate 70,000, how many entry point in Indonesia? That is very dangerous. That's why we cannot standing alone. We need collaboration with our neighbor to prevent our country belonging to enforcement. And another thing, more specifically belonging to our opportunity, more specifically belonging to the herbal medicine, we already have a lot of opportunity to develop our herbal medicine, also for the cosmetic, as well for the medicine, of course, especially for innovation product. We say a new or new drug investigation that is really very important, belonging to the laboratory tests, belong to more and more. Means all of this we already show up in our draft MoU, and means we really happy today. If I believe if we are collaboration and we are strong together, we enhance our regulatory system, and we have increased our reputation around the world in globally, we are the winner for the global market. And if I believe between Indonesia and Singapore, collaboration very tight and very strong collaboration, no one can face us. I believe Indonesia is strong by big population, large country, huge country, but also have a good economic condition. And I believe Singapore is no one around the world good recognized. Singapore is very strong country, specifically belong to the economy. If we compare, we collaboration, we strong together, both of us will have benefit. Indonesia has benefit, can be one of the strong top country, similar with Singapore, for economy, another side from the population, etc., can be also a good for us, for the market. So on, a lot of things we can do together. But today, we are already writing in here, and we are ready to sign that agreement. And finally, I really appreciate from everyone come this morning, and let's be doing collaboration together, to strong together. I love one song. If we hold on together, we will winner, we will champion, from Diana Ross. I always sing that song because I love it. That I mean, if we do and we express that song together, Indonesia and Singapore will be strong neighbor country. Thank you very much for all of your attention.
Thank you, Professor Tarinekar, for the insightful remarks. Please have a seat. For the next agenda. Now we are pleased to invite the CEO of the Health Sciences Authority of Singapore to deliver remarks. Young Professor Raymond Chua, the floor is yours.
Hi. Good morning to Professor Tarinekar, Chairperson of BPOM, as well as His Excellency Kok from Embassy of Singapore, who is here to grace our occasion, as well as fellows, colleagues, and friends of both BPOM as well as my own agency in HSA. So I'm really, as I said just now, you know, in my opening, it's really a great pleasure to be here, you know, in Jakarta. You know, actually, this is the first, like what Prof. Ikra has said, you know, it's really a history, significant milestones that actually we are able to make this MoU signing possible. My colleagues have actually told me that we have been speaking to BPOM over the past few years, but the progress has not been there. So I'm very, very happy that since meeting Prof. Ikra at the ASEAN Network meeting in Tokyo last year in April, we have managed to come so far in just under a year to sign this MoU. And actually, you know, during the meeting just now, we have actually concretized quite a lot of follow-ups from post-market safety alerts, you know, sharing of some of these post-market safety alerts to how we can actually look at more information sharing, capability building, also in the area of pre-market, you know, marketing authorization, you know, for both drugs as well as complementary health products. And going forward, we are also looking at new areas such as the cell tissue and therapy products, which are very which are growing quite a lot, and I think this is an area that we should pay attention to. And the other area is definitely looking at new areas such as how do we actually integrate, artificial intelligence into our regulatory processes, seeing how we can better automate and digitalize some of our working processes. And then going forward, I think how we have actually been working quite a lot with other regulatory agencies have also been looking at things like, mutual reliance, so that we don't have to actually duplicate quite a lot of registration and regulatory work going forward. The other one is work sharing. I think we have different work sharing initiatives with other regulatory agencies, and these are, and maybe at the ASEAN level, these are things that we can explore, when the industry wants to come to us, whether we can also look at possible work sharing itself. Because ultimately, I think with the pace of AI that is looking at drug development, there's quite a lot of new, drugs that is definitely going to come our way. And I think if we don't change the way, we work, the resources are just going to be very finite, and there will be a resource constraint. And once there's a resource constraint, I think the only people that will not benefit will be the patients, because they will face an impediment and a delay in patient access to some of these cost-effective as well as safe, life-saving therapies. So if we can actually work to see how we can streamline our processes, work together, like what Prof. Ikra say, in partnership, to make sure that we can actually bring, all our treatments to our patients much earlier, benefit the industry, bring more, actually make ASEAN actually the first country of choice, or the first region of choice, besides just the US and the EU, for the industry. That actually would be a significant milestone that we can achieve. Because most of the industry, if you speak to them, they always are thinking about US FDA, EMA, and we often become the second and the third line of choice. Actually, one of the things that we should work together now that we have this MoU and we have strengthened our partnership in the Asia region, ASEAN region, is to see how we can actually signal to the industry that think of Singapore, Indonesia, and possibly even extending to our good neighbors like Malaysia and Thailand, in future, to actually be one of the first region that they should file in with us. And we can then see how we can raise our regulatory capabilities around the region and make us, one of the shining stars in the East as well. So with that, I think I really look forward to the MoU signing. This partnership is very important to us. Like with this history being made, I think it is only the beginning of the work. We shouldn't just stop at this milestone of just signing the MoU. I think a lot of work will come after this, and I think this is where we can actually make further history in terms of showing to the industry, showing to the world what Singapore and Indonesia can partner and collaborate together and make a difference in how we look at regulatory partnership. Thank you.
Thank you. Please keep staying on the stage, sir. Thank you so much for your enlightening remarks. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now we have arrived to the key moment of today's ceremony, the signing of Memorandum of Understanding between Indonesian FDA and the Health Sciences Authority of Singapore. We invite our chairperson to step forward. Please. Okay, so our head of delegation, please proceed with the signing of the MoU together. Please show the MOU to the camera. Please give a big round of applause for the MOU signing ceremony today. One more time, sir. Okay. 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 So sorry, sir. Once more time, can you put, sorry, the logo of the map? So sorry. Okay, just put it. Yeah. Oh, there is no. Okay, okay. Okay, it's okay, sir. Okay, you just mix. Okay. Please open one more time. Open the MOU. So like the camera. Yeah. Oh, okay. We also invite the ambassador, His Excellency Kok Fokseng, to join to the stage, please. Okay, we will have a group photo session from Indonesian FDA, the deputy and the directors also. Please join on the stage. Check click, we have a sign, yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Taruna Ikrar, Adjunct Professor Raymond Chua. Please have a seat. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
People know that we are strong religious.
Yeah, please have a seat, sir, for all the guests. Yeah. This concludes the ceremonial agenda of the signing ceremony of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Food and Drug Authority of Indonesia and the Health Sciences Authority of Singapore. We would like to express our sincere appreciation for your presence and participation. We also apologize if there are any shortcomings during the event. Thank you so much and have a pleasant day. Thank you. Please give a big round of applause to all of us today.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Prof. Yeah, give me your stuff so that I can send you away, and then I'm very close to this.
We have a lot of, we have what is that? That is the point.
Kepada Bapak Ibu, setelah ini akan ada doorstop sesi doorstop bersama kepala badan dengan media.
Kartu ya? Ayo Dan. Kartu saya nggak ada. Ya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You
already
we already texting each other. That's a good thing. That is,
Yeah.
and telling our colleague from W that this is already the first homework from
Yeah.